What up YouTube, this is Tychondrus here again doing another toy review, and this is for two more toys that I picked up from my late friend Amber, and this is the Star Wars Black Series 6-inch Princess Leia in Bounty Hunter disguise, or Bosch disguise, and the Bounty Hunter known as IG-88, which is the droid assassin. Basically he's a reprogrammed assassin droid, and he has some form of sentience or something along those lines, which is a bit of his backstory. So I have no boxes for these. I got these loose, so I'll get straight into the figure. So I'll start with IG-88 first, because he's actually pretty cool but slightly different to a standard kind of Star Wars figure. So if I just bring, so he comes with 3 accessories, one of which I don't know how it works. It's this blade kind of cleaver type thing. It fits into his backpack. It looks like it has a little peg to go into something, but it doesn't actually fit anywhere on him. There's no kind of obvious kind of spot for him to put it into or plug it into, so it doesn't look like he can actually, and he can't hold it in his hands because they're far too open for him to hold it in either hand. I thought they might have put a little peg hole in the bottom there of one of his hands so he could plug it straight in and use it as some sort of axe weapon, but he doesn't seem to have any way to put it into his hands. The other 2 weapons he comes with is a standard sort of issue Imperial blaster and one of the larger Imperial rifles that came with the Sand Troopers and Stormtroopers. I'm not sure the exact name for this one, but it's just a longer barreled rifle. Now, one thing to note about these weapons is they are specific to IG-88. So I'm not sure if you can see that on camera, but there's 2 little peg holes on the back of each weapon. Because of the way the figure is designed, he can't actually physically really hold them, but you get little peg holes on just above the hand, and they plug into, sure I line it up properly, they plug into here. So they plug into the back of the weapon so that he can actually hold the weapons. Now what's a little bit annoying is you can sort of swap the, actually can you even swap it? You can't swap them around, so they're designed specifically to go into each hand. Let me just get the longer one in. So the longer one's designed specifically for the left hand, and the shorter Imperial blaster is designed for the right hand. You can't really swap them around, except you can kind of get away with using the larger rifle on the other hand. Is this, there's this extra peg at the back that you have to, it doesn't allow you to line it up straight if you have it in the right hand, so it's a bit kind of annoying that way. He does have a holster on the back which can hold either rifle if you don't want them to have both at the same time, so it just slides in there. It's pretty loose for the Imperial blaster, but it's a little bit of a snugger fit for the larger blaster, even though I don't think he's intended really to have this housed on his back, because I think in the film, in some of the other iterations of the toy, like the 3 3/4 inch version, he actually has just a small Imperial blaster on his back. He doesn't have anything else, and then he has his bandolier, which what looks like kind of thermal detonators and other gadgetry on him. Now, articulation wise, he's quite weird compared to a standard Black Series figure. He doesn't have an ab crunch or an upper, he doesn't have like the same kind of ball jointed hips. He just has T-crotch kind of straight forward and back. You can't go too back on the left leg because of this hose going down. If you pull it back too far, it will snap that, so you have to be careful with it. He does actually have double jointed leg hinges, but again you have to be super careful with the hosing, because if you pull the knees too much, they will actually snap. And he does have a swivel up on the top of the thigh, but it's not like a ball joint like the normal standard Black Series. It's just an actual swivel cut. His feet can swivel side to side, and they have a forward and back motion at the ankle. He doesn't have any wrist articulation. He has these ball joints on the arms that can go out like that, and then the way his arms are done, the whole section at the top rotates around, so he does have articulation there, but you have to line it back up to get it straighten up again. But you can do his hand all the way around. He can bend his elbow, but what they did with his elbow is they gave him this kind of rubber, soft rubbery stuff over his elbow joint, so it does tend to bounce back into shape. It's a bit hard to actually get him to do two-handed poses with his rifle. And then he doesn't have a neck per se. He has a swivel on the head, but he doesn't have the ball jointed neck like most of them. What he does have, he has this weird kind of uppercut on his torso, which also has a swivel on it as well. So it's like a weird ratchet kind of looking thing on the top. Because of his droid design, he's quite obscure compared to other figures. But he is an overall great figure, and he's pretty much exactly how he looked in the movies. The one other thing I will say about him is he is a little bit troublesome to stand up properly. He does have a tendency to kind of fall forward because he has those really tall, long, gangly legs. But he is a pretty cool figure. Onto the other figure, you have Princess Leia in the Bounty Hunter disguise. Now, she comes with technically 3 accessories, and one of which is the backpack that just plugs into her back. Actually, sorry, 4 accessories, because her helmet, you can just pull it off, is actually removable. So you have a good kind of likeness of the late Carrie Fisher on this. And the helmet is quite nice. It's a little bit tight getting it on and off. I could foresee like in the future the paint rub being an issue with the figure. So if you were intending on getting one, I would recommend, if you wanted to have one with the helmet on and one with the helmet off, to get 2 figures for display. If you're just wanting to display or just get 1 figure and either have the helmet off all the time or just leave the helmet on, whichever is your preference. So for her articulation is pretty much standard as the Black Series goes. So she has the ball joints on the arms that go out that much. She can rotate her hand all the way around. They can't go too much further up than this because of the way the armor piece is sculpted. There goes her backpack. The backpack just plugs into the back. She does have a waist crunch or ab crunch at the top. She does have this bandolier going around her body, so it does kind of hinder it a slight bit. Her legs are actually slightly hindered as well because of this skirt piece. It's more solid than normal. It's not too rubbery, so it doesn't give too much give. But her legs can go forward and slightly back. She does have the double jointed elbows, or double jointed knees. So you can see she has double joints on the knees. She has the rocker articulation on the feet and on the ankles. She has only single jointed elbows. Then she has the wrists with the articulation cuts. Wrists with articulation cuts. And then she has a soft goods little cape that's attached onto her. So bear with me a moment. As the other 2 accessories I should have got into, she does come with the pole arm thing. I think it's supposed to be some sort of shocker pole arm type thing that she has in the film. You don't really see her actually use this thing, and it has been packed, I think, a few times with some of Jabba's goons, but it doesn't give any indication how they use it. And then it's very tiny, so I'll bring it up. She does come with the thermal detonator that she used in the movie. She can hold it in her left hand just like she does in the movie, but you have to make sure the hand is flat. The palm of the hand is sort of flat so she can hold it. And there is a small peg on the waist belt that you can actually plug and house the thermal detonator on, which is pretty cool. They did that with one of the 3 3/4 inch figures as well. They had a little tiny thermal detonator that you could plug just straight into the figure, and it was really well done. So there you go, guys. Just a quick video review for these figures. I do recommend getting them if you can find them. I'm not sure how easy it was to find these. I know they didn't come out over here technically unless you went to specialty stores to get them. They weren't on like your regular retail release for some reason over here. The Black Series over here in Ireland is kind of hit and miss. They used to get a lot in, and then they kind of started peg warming, and then they stopped. And then when I think it was like Force Awakens came out, they started getting them in again, but it was only limited waves, so we never got the wave with General Hux or anything like that. It was always just the first wave over and over, so it was really just like tons of Constable Zuvios and Finns and stuff like that. And then for Rogue One, it's the same deal. We just have Wave 1 numerous times and very little of anything else. So we haven't even gotten the General Krennic, or Director Krennic figure for Black Series over here in our general retail stores. But there you go, guys. Just quick video review for these figures. Hope you enjoyed the videos. And as I say in them, if you like them, feel free to click like, feel free to subscribe to my channel, and feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below. There you go, guys. Cheers.